friends and neighbors, and welcome to stop number 2 of the Alabama Bass Trail North Division presented by Phoenix Boats. We're here in beautiful Jasper, Alabama, Smith Lake. Miss K 225 teams signed up for this event last fall. They're trying to chase down spotted bass and largemouth, hoping they can win $15,000 this afternoon.
You know, somebody's going to catch them. The weather this week has been beautiful. Got a lot of rain overnight. It's going to change things, but you know, the best of the best are out there, and I can't wait to see what happens.
We have a lot of legends from Smith Lake, a lot of Alabama hammers, and folks from several different states out there trying to chase down these Smith Lake bass. Let's get out on the water for the Academy Sports and Outdoors First Cast.
Made a long run this morning following Craig Daniels and Wesley Sam's legendary Smith Lake team, and it was exciting. I talked to a lot of boats this morning. They said the fish are biting, and they're on the bank really well, and they're out offshore really well, catching, you know, fish scoping, doing the live scope thing. So it's going to be a very exciting tournament. We're going to spread out across the entire body of water. There's 3 main arms, and we're going to do our best to cover all of it. So I'm going to stop talking. We'll jump into some fish catching, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode. But this is one fish that they caught earlier. So Wesley is in the back of the boat catching this one. This is actually the first fish they landed earlier this morning. Here's the second catch. Wesley catches this one, and it is a big one. I don't know how big both those are, but I'd say we're probably 50 or 60 yards away, and you can tell that they're big from here. And normally that means they're at least 3 pounds. Normally, because like it's a good ways away, but I wouldn't be surprised if both those were over 3-pounders. The second one to me looked like a big fish, so very exciting. They are bed fishing, or Craig in the front of the boat is bed fishing. Wesley is just kind of casting out in the middle of this drain.
Yeah, we have caught up with Fisher and Ryan, and they look like they got a little two-prong approach this morning. They have no fish in the boat. Ryan is throwing at the bank, and you'll see Fisher kind of pan out and do a little scoping, but then they go back to the bank. So it's a little bit of both. We've seen them fish docks so far, seeing some swim baits going on, some shaky heads, but then Fisher will turn around out there and do the scope thing.
We run a few boats, but we got Taylor Thompson, Garrett Sanders, Georgia boys, and they were trying to. They said donators, but they also already have a limit, and they said it like those kind of fishermen that say they got a limit that, you know, oh, just small limit, you know, but they're really sitting in third place. That's just kind of the vibe I got when they told me that. You know, I came back in this area. I actually call it Rex Chambers Hole. Those of you that know Rex Chambers. But he caught them, you know, this is just one of those places that we know that he used to really catch them at. And so I just snuck back in here. Actually had a dot on the map, but wasn't sure if that boat was actually in this area or not. It's kind of one of those maybes, but I just snuck back here to see who's back here. We have 3 boats that I can see. Might have one that's even farther back that I can't really get to right now, but, you know, good area. And then to come back in the first boat I talked to, you know, he said small limit, so I'm thinking, you know, yeah, definitely something going down.
This portion of the Alabama Bass Trail is brought to you by Phoenix Boats, Landers McLarty Chevrolet, McGraw-Webb Chevrolet, and by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
In 2009, it all started with this 721 Pro XP and a passion to build the best fishing platform in design, performance, and construction for all of our customers. Through the years, motors have changed. Electronics have changed. But the passion to build the best bass boat possible has not changed. Everyone at Phoenix believes we got it right the first time.
Here at Landers McLarty Chevrolet, it's time to pick your offer on a new Chevy Silverado 1500. That's right, pick the offer that's best for you. Choose rates as low as 2.9% for 72 months, or how about up to $12,000 off all Silverados? They have the best selection in years with over 500 pre-owned vehicles available. Big store, big on savings, and big on customer service. Visit LandersMcClartyChevrolet.com.
Big banks only care about one thing, ROI. So when it comes to your small business, you can expect a big no. At AmFirst, we don't just invest in your business, we invest in you and your goals. With great rates on loans, lines of credit to help you grow, and business checking accounts. Because at AmFirst, business is personal.
The best of the best just got better. Clearer images, sharper resolution, improved target separation. That's right, better. LiveScope Plus, only from Garmin.
The splash of your paddle mimics the pelican as it drops down from above. As the calmness of the water washes away any lingering concerns, you listen to the tall grass sing of the surrounding beauty and how the best views only get better when they're shared. This is Alabama. And when you're here, you can take it all in.
We're still hanging in here with the Anais Fisher and Ryan. Got that Rapala boat. I imagine there's some Crush City plastics going on over here right now with Mr. Fisher doing some scoping. And a couple boats in this area, which is not a surprise. This is a really popular area on Smith, especially this time of year, but a little bit of mix. You've got the Anais, like I said, whoa, Ryan with a swing and a miss right there. But you've got the Anais really kind of doing a combo. You got Fisher doing some scoping, you got Ryan fishing the bank, fishing docks, and then they'll both turn their attention out. And then a couple of the other boats are just fishing the banks in here.
How's it going so far, guys?
No big ones, we got a limit over.
Yeah. Good.
A lot of herring. Big ones.
Lot of what?
Herring.
Yeah. He said a lot of herring, big ones. And it is kind of tricky because you can go out here and ride around a lot and you could come here for a week fishing and never actually lay your eyes on the herring. But as it gets this time of year where they want to move shallow, they're starting to actually, you know, think about spawning. You think when those herons start spawning in pockets on Smith, it looks like the bass are schooling on something right there. Oh my goodness. Look at that, look at that, get that right there. They're gorging, schooling, that is awesome. Zoom in and get this big bite right here. Oh, yep, got him. Grow up. I called it 7-2. I don't think that's a 7-2, but yeah, but you'll actually think it's bass schooling on the bank, but it's just herring spawning on the bank. Going back to that question a minute ago about favorite technique on Smith, Tennessee River, you can't throw something too big, but even at Smith, you can't throw something too big.
Fish on. They are Look, these guys are dialed. This one he's put on the board now to see if it's a slot fish. I believe it is an over, and it's a fatty, what I would call a fatty. It's not a biggie, but it's a fatty.
How many of y'all got? I saw that one. That's 5, okay. Hey, we've got Jimmy Mason and Brent Crow, 5 in the boat. They just caught their 5th one right as we pulled up. What kind of weight do y'all have estimated, you think, guys? Okay, thank you. They're running and gunning, man. They are hooked up. Jimmy Mason hooked up. There's a lot going on. I hear a lot of splashing. I don't know, but Brent's not even moving for the net, so good fish.
They're fishing old school now. They're fishing down the bank. They're using technology. They're using live scope a little bit, but for the most part, they're just covering banks that are notoriously really good, and they've got these secret little stretches of bank, and you can tell that there's a lot of history there because the entire lake looks the same. A lot of these banks are the same rocky banks, these smaller little bluff walls, and then you'll have chunk rock, but you can run down the lake and see a bunch of that. And for them to go to the exact spots, fish a 50 or 100 yard stretch, pick up the trolling motor and run, means that there's a lot of history. There's something very specific there. And it's things that a man running down the lake who sees this spot would not know that this is something special, but it takes years and years and decades of fishing on the lake, this specific lake, to understand and know why that's good.
This segment of the Alabama Bass Trail is sponsored by Rapala, VMC, Crush City, and TH Marine.
Y'all know what's better than 1 biscuit? 2 biscuits. Take your pick of 2 handmade biscuits for just $5.55. Choose between the sausage, egg, and cheese or bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits. Ain't gotta be a math whiz to see this deal. Jack's, all about the South.
Here at Lanners McClarty Chevrolet, it's time to pick your offer on a new Chevy Silverado 1500. That's right, pick the offer that's best for you. Choose rates as low as 2.9% for 72 months, or how about up to $12,000 off all Silverados? They have the best selection in years with over 500 pre-owned vehicles available. Big store, big on savings, and big on customer service. Visit LannersMcClartyChevrolet.com.
We're a big old Southern family here, so we know how to cook. We're doing chicken sandwiches the Southern way. There's our new blackened chicken sandwich, smothered cheesy bacon, and classic Southern fried. Try them today, only at Jack's.
Yes, sir. I knew when I threw it a while ago, we were supposed to catch one on that.
Oh, it's getting real.
Look at that, man. That thing's built like my cave. You see that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Freaking giant. Oh, my God. I told you we could land, huh? No? Thought he was.
There's 2 different kind of major fishing tactics going on in this tournament. So far, it sounds like there's a lot of live scoping going on and just old school fishing the bank. If you're fishing the bank, a lot of times the person in the front is making a long cast down the bank with a moving bait. The person in the back of the boat is fishing a lot slower. Shaky head, Carolina rig, jig. That's been consistent every angler we've seen this morning. Luke said that earlier, that Fisher was fishing moving baits, and Ryan and Naya was fishing slower in the back of the boat. So this is a bait that is really, really popular right now. The new Crush City, they are sponsoring the ABT this year. This is the Mayor swim bait. This is something very similar. I don't know if this is the exact bait. Something very similar is what we've seen all morning. Just looks like a little shad. Perfect imitator. It's weighted really well too, so you can use a smaller hook if you want to rig this thing weightless or with a tiny weight in the front just to keep the nose down, or you can put it on a jig head like what Matt was talking about earlier. So that is the 4-inch version, and this is a 3-inch version. And the deal kind of with these two sizes is the smaller one is going to be really good for forward-facing sonar. They both would work, but you're seeing all of the anglers that we've seen this morning are going with a smaller size on forward-facing sonar. But when you're fishing down the bank, oftentimes you're using a little bit bigger one, move a little bit more water, draw a bigger bite. Oftentimes, how the fishing that we've seen is a lot of guys on the bank fishing for largemouth, brush piles or bushes or big chunk rocks. A lot of times you're looking for largemouth in the backs of those creeks. You can't go wrong with either of those two colors. It doesn't matter if your lake at home has muddy water or clean water, a river system or a deep lake like we're on here at Smith. You're gonna catch fish. If it looks like a shad, they're gonna bite it.
Did that one help?
A little bit.
4 ounces, maybe.
Oh. He's hooked up right now. Over the cable, of course. Over the cable, too. Come on, get it. Show that one off to the camera. I asked him how their morning's going, and he said, well, let me get on the other side of the dock over here, and I'll catch you one. And I think it was his, it was his first throw. Yep, first throw on the other side of the dock. And he sets the hook, and they catch a good one. I feel like if...
Didn't you know that?
What's that?
He's got a name.
I know he does. I know.
Jimmy Mason hooked up out of the back of the boat right now. Brent was scoping around, and Jimmy said, I'll take that. They have no net, so you never know.
The Alabama Bass Trail is brought to you by Halo Fishing, Net Bait, Bait Fuel, and Snag Proof.
In the relentless pursuit of domination on the water, one name stands above the rest. TH Marine's Atlas Jackplate. The power behind champions since 2007. The driving force that propels you to victory. More winners choose Atlas. For the fisherman who demands the best, Atlas delivers. Because every move counts. More winners choose Atlas.
Research and development is more than just time in the shop for us. It's time out here. Sweating the details. Making boats that work as well in the real world as they do on paper. From our R&D team to our anglers on the water, we have the knowledge and passion to build you the finest fishing platform in the world.
Some things ain't worth keeping. Yesterday's traditions, today's adventures, tomorrow's memories. Now that's something worth keeping. Fish Alabama and find your keeper.
For more information, visit fishalabama.org.
The best fishing spots hook your heart and reel you back again and again and again. Whether the bucket mouths are biting or the tall tails are flowing, it's always a good time. Anyone, anywhere can get fishing for less. Have fun out there.
I think we're fixing to bust this Pro Guide leaderboard wide open. Coming up, good ones. Boat number 8, Craig Grubbs and Matt Ferguson. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. 2026. The fireworks have started early. Let's hold them up. We're going to weigh a big one for sure. How do you pick which one of those we're going to weigh for a big one? Smith Lake Largemouth showing up in a big way. 2026. A 701 Mountain Dew Big Bass.
What was your practice like compared to the tournament?
The practice was a bunch of spots. We had some good spots. We thought we could do good today, and then it rained, the largemouth moved in, the spots moved out.
Brent Crow, Jimmy Mason, we spent some time with these guys on live. 5 for 12-20. I'm sorry I had to leave live. Jimmy actually told me today I was good luck. It's the first time in my life he's told me that. Just never could upgrade this afternoon.
No, we never could. They came up, showed themselves several times, but never hooked up. So.
All right, one of our favorites coming into this deal, Wesley Sams and Craig Daniel. We spent a lot of time with them on live. 18-10 for Sams and Daniel.
We followed you for a couple spots. You said you found the big one. It wasn't there, but you said going in third cast. What happened on that?
Well, it was going in there, just easing our way in the pocket, and I picked up a fluke and threw the fluke down the bank. I went twit, twit, twit. And I didn't even set the hook to start with. I finally set the hook, and it's about a 270. Well, we get down and get set up on a bedding fish, and I'm throwing and throwing and throwing. Wesley's throwing out the back in the middle of the pocket, and Wesley says, I got a bite. Sets the hook, and it's a 4.5 pounder, the biggest one we caught, and then he throws right back in there and catches a 370. I mean, it was just one of them days, and then we caught them everywhere we went all day long.
Alan Hayes and Danny Bishop, winners on Wheeler Lake last year, and whoo boy, another good bag. Doing what they do, 16.98. Just shy, 17 pounds, going to have you in third place right now on that leaderboard. Our 2023 Alabama Bass Trail North Anglers of the Year, and they got a sack full of them like they always do. John Kellett, Zeke Gossett, 1641, going to take you boys to fourth place right now on the Pro Guide leaderboard.
We just stuck with the game plan to stay shallow all day, and it paid off. We had most of our bag before 9 o'clock and just grinded with it the whole day.
Boat 72, John Simpson says, pretty good bag right here, and he is correct. 5 that are going to go 1670 for the Tuckers. Great job. Here comes a sack full of them, and surprise, surprise with who's carrying it. Imagine that. I see a whole crew coming up here. Steve JQs and some guy named Jordan Wiggins. Oh, my goodness. Our second 20-pound bag of the day, but just going to be a little short, 20.03 for Jordan Wiggins and Steve JQs.
I expect to win down here. Yeah. And I thought we had enough to win it because, I mean, it was kind of – I mean, the lake, not our area was tough, but everywhere else I practiced for like 2 hours yesterday, and I couldn't get them to bite nowhere else. And so we hung out up there all day, and I thought it was kind of tough yesterday. And but, man, I don't know. I'm tickled with it. Yeah. I mean, it's 20 pounds, it's 20 pounds. Anywhere you catch it is a good day. So. 153, Fisher and Ryan and I, we stuck with them for a little while this morning, and then they went to catching them after I left. I was bad luck, wasn't I, my young man? 1782 for the Anais.
Y'all were kind of largemouth fishing, but then looking at the graphs the whole time. Talk about that just a little bit, because that pattern's unique and it's new.
Right. Well, we were just using it to find the pre-spawners. The spawners that we were looking for, the females just wasn't quite on the bank fully, so they're hanging on any type of rock, twig, anything right off the bank, and that's all we look for all day with them. I mean, it didn't have to be as big as you finger. All it has to be is something they can hide their eye behind.
All right, Miss Kay, another Alabama Bass Trail North Division event in the books here at Smith Lake, and we had us some fireworks today. Over 20 pounds of largemouth, Craig Grubbs, Matt Ferguson, and a 701 big fish. Did we think we would see that today? I don't know.
I'm glad you brought that up because I think that's a Gunnersville fish. Yes. I think we're used to seeing that at Gunnersville, but Smith Lake surely showed out today and brand new champions on the Alabama Bass Trail, and it's been a long time coming, but these guys did it today. We love to see fresh faces hoisting the trophy and the checks. How did you guys get it done out there on Smith Lake? A spotted bass fishery. Y'all were the largemouth kings today.
We were catching spots during practice. Thought that's what we would have, 14, 15 pounds of spots. We got started fishing, the spots left, the largemouth pulled up, and the rest is we got a blue trophy.
The rest is history. That's a pretty good trade. If you can trade 3-pound spots for 7-pound largemouth, I feel like you're living right, and that's how you get those big paychecks.
We've been here since Tuesday, and we've caught 1 largemouth in 4 days, and we did not catch a spot today. So I'm happy.
You're not very upset about that at all. A lot of people come here. It's a premier spotted bass destination, but y'all are very glad to not see any today. Took over $20,000 home. We appreciate y'all being here for the Alabama Bass Trail North. We got 3 more to go, Miss Kay. Things are going to start getting interesting in that points race coming up at Wheeler Lake.
These guys have always been in our top, and they mentioned to me off air that they really wanted to make that Bass Team Championship again. So getting inside that top 9 is tough to do with 225 boats, but a win certainly helps their case.
No doubt about it. Up next, we've got Lake Logan Martin in the south, and then Wheeler in the north. We'll see y'all down the road.